The antagonist, yes, is Anthony Anderson.
To some people.
He was what?
To me, Vivica Fox, I'm the man. So, like I said, to some people, I think Vivica Fox is the antagonist. Okay. But I feel like this is the one movie where the lead character was the antagonist and not the protagonist.
Let me break it down. Let me break it down. Let me break it down so it can forever and consistently be broke.
Yo, welcome to the BFQ podcast where we break down black culture with an emphasis in black classic cinema.
Black classic cinema. Right, yes.
I'm your host, Nick Quotes, and this is my lovely co-host,
Beny Ash. What's up? Peace.
Beny Ash. Yes. Y'all already know what it is. Today, we are doing a very controversial comedy in my mind. The Battle of the Sexes.
Battle of the Sexes.
Two could play that game, man.
Yes, let's just jump right in. Two could play that game.
Yes.
Starring Vivica Fox and Morris Chestnut, just to name a few.
So let me get into what it's about. Let me break down the summary. Two Could Play That Game is a film about a self-absorbed woman that has good intentions but thinks her shit don't stink and she can't do anything wrong and thinks she knows everything about men and relationships. But things take a turn when her man has a slip up and she tries to implement a 10-day plan to make him pay for what he did. Little did she know, her man has a friend that is just as versed in relationships as she is. So it all backfires when she goes too far.
Yes. And she definitely goes too far. She definitely, but I love this movie because when this movie first came out, I was of the age where I was kind of out there. I was living in the city, had a really great job. I'm dating. I was very, very much who the character she was, right? Like I could have it all, right? Like, and I could also protect myself. Like when you really watch this movie, she did it to protect herself. She gave these rules and guidance to her friends so that they could also protect their feelings, not get hurt, but then also like control their man or at least get him to a place where you train him well so that you can have a positive and healthy relationship. That's what she probably thought.
That was her intention.
That was her intention.
Yeah, but like I said, she went too far.
She went
sometimes
way too far.
I think that a person should be punished if they do something wrong, but you don't have to murder them. I mean, she was trying to go for the kill with the stuff that she was trying to do to this dude, man, to make him change. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it don't even take much, especially for a good dude like Morris Chestnut character.
He was actually a really good dude.
You know what I mean?
So really good dude.
I don't think he deserved it. Maybe it's something that she dealt with in the past. Maybe she dealt with some fuck niggas in the past.
She's everything about her character tells you she comes from a lot of hurt, a lot, like she's had her heart broken 1,000 fucking times,
right? And
she's been on the opposite side of what it feels like to be cheated on, to be disrespected, to be not taken care of, like just a lot, not communicated with properly, like all of these rules were to set the tone for how to possibly have a successful relationship.
I guess she had to build this plan by experience.
By lots of experience.
You know what I mean? She had to, right? So I think because of that, when she found a good man like Morris Chestnut character, whose name was Keith Fenton in the film, he didn't deserve it.
Yeah, he did.
So I mean, I just thought that's why she almost lost him, because I think she implemented those plans for niggas that was real fuck niggas.
Yeah,
and not for good dudes like
good dudes.
He didn't need. He just a couple of those things that she did was cool.
But then she took it too far. She took it too far. All right, so let's get into the characters.
Yeah, let's talk about the characters. Let's just start with Vivica Fox, man.
Okay.
You know, Vivica Fox, first of all, was fine as hell. She was the shit back then.
She looked amazing in this movie.
Vivica Fox, low key, man. Vivica Fox was top 5 back then. If you think about the women that was at the top, the black women that I had a crush on, who I thought was the finest, Vivica was up there. You know, you had Halle Berry, Nia Long, Jada Pinkett, and I would put Vivica right there at 4.
What was her name? What was the character's name?
The character's name was Shantae Smith.
Shantae Smith.
From Compton.
From Compton.
You know what I mean? Made well of herself from the hood.
Vivica killed this role. She was so good in this movie. Like, she really was. She was believable. She wasn't, back then, the black female characters were always, like, really aggressive and bitchy. She wasn't bitchy. Actually, she wasn't aggressive. She was very calm. She had all of her emotions under control.
Facts.
You know what I mean? She had a good job. She trusted her man. Like, she was actually a perfect girlfriend until her trust got broken. Yeah. And that was like the pivot. It's like
it triggered her.
It was the trigger. I'm good until you give me a reason. Everybody has an A until you start getting like C's and D's and F's.
Vivica Fox, man, at that time, she was on fire.
She was on fire.
She had Independence Day coming right up off that. She had Set It Off. She had Soul Food.
She had
Booty Call. She was on fire at that moment. Beautiful.
And those are all really good movie choices.
Yeah, they was all
like,
Independence
Day. They did some box office. Are you fucking kidding me? I wonder if she still. I'm assuming people still get residuals off of that.
Yeah, they get smaller and smaller as the years go. But
I'm still sure
Jesus, she get a check. I feel like she carried the movie well.
She 100% carried the movie well.
Like, really good. Like, and you know what's funny is, like The Wood, this was another one where...
What is it, Breaking the Third Wall? Was it
called? Breaking the Third Wall, where he's talking to the camera and talking to us and telling us what's going on. I think that's a fun style to do. Mm-hmm. And actually, y'all, I wrote a series that's about to come out in about a year that literally is kind of
doing that
way. So... I think self-consciously, now that we're talking about it in the podcast, I know self-consciously that stemmed from those movies. I wasn't even thinking about it when I wrote it, but I'm sure that's where it came from in my mind. So, which I think is a dope idea. It's a dope style. It's a fun style to do.
In this kind of movie where you need to understand every piece of it, it helps to have a narrator kind of
like when you got, especially like, you got plans and
you
steps.
don't want to be like, all right, here we go. Here's what we're about to do. This is where it was nice, and she did a really good job.
She did a really
good job.
She carried
shout out to Vivica Fox for it. Vivica A. Fox.
Vivica A. Fox. All right, let's get into Morris Chestnut. Keith Fenton.
Morris Chestnut, so goddamn fine. He. There's just no words for his fineness. Like, I want to say more. But there's nothing to say. He is just a chocolate, delicious, beautiful ass man, and was a good man in this movie. He was provoked.
He was very provoked. He know he fucked up. He apologized. He told her. He did
immediately apologize. It was like, listen, we were working late. She wanted to go grab a drink. I went to grab a drink, and that was that. Yeah. And either she could have let that go. I think what she did after that, maybe like a day or two, just to kind of remind your man, like, yeah, you could go do that, but let's be fucking clear. Like, you got the prize at home. Don't be out here in these streets, and you could lose me at the drop of a dime. Right. But she took it way too far. Right. She took it way too far.
So I think Morris did a good job. I think he played his role perfectly. He was, at that time, Morris Chestnut, he was coming off The Best Man. And The Best Man is what made him become like a heartthrob, like where everybody...
A leading man,
where, a sex symbol to where all the women start liking him. Before that, he had Higher Learning. He was in Boys in the Hood. Girls weren't really looking at him like that. I'm sure they thought he was probably all right, but they weren't looking at him like that. But what Malcolm Lee did with him and Best Man, especially that scene when he walked in, that made the women... That made women really, really start liking Morris like that. So, and this is the first movie coming off all that attention that he got from Best Man. Yeah. And they put him right in the character to being that fly guy.
Amazing, sexy, boyfriend, good dude. Like, yeah, he was a good dude in this.
One thing I liked about him, he had his shit together, man. After I seen this movie, I always wanted that type of thing. I always wanted The Office with my accolades on the wall.
It was like Boomerang.
It was like Marcus. Black excellence. But he had The Office, and you know what I mean?
Yeah, he had the big office. He had a really good job. I don't think he wasn't as successful as she was. Because she had that big ass house. He lived in an apartment. Let's be very clear.
I don't know if he lived in an apartment.
It was like an apartment. It wasn't a big ass house like hers.
I think he lived in like a modern, nice looking home.
It wasn't anywhere close to as big as her
I don't
house
remember.
was.
To be honest with you, I don't remember what her house looked like.
What? Her house was
I remember her
fly
pulling
as
up,
shit.
but I don't remember.
And she's partner. Of course, she makes more money than he does.
But we don't know what he was.
He wasn't partner. I know that.
He wasn't a lawyer though.
She wasn't a lawyer. She was just partner at a firm. It doesn't mean
a firm. It's a firm.
Yeah, it was a firm, and they kept it very vague. Partner at a firm. We don't know what kind of firm. Just know
it was a marketing firm.
It
was low key like Boomerang. That's why I said. If y'all notice back on the old Boomerang episode, I said that this was Two Could Play That Game before Two Could Play That Game.
This was Two. You're right.
Because it had some of the both of them. The man was successful. The woman was successful.
No, you're right. You're right.
You know, it's a definitely a contrast there. Like, so I got a question for you, for Morris. When on the scene when she was ignoring him and doing all that extra shit, and he popped up on her motherfucking ass.
That's a risky ass move, yo.
Would you have gave him some in that moment?
Oh, I definitely wanted to, for sure.
She wanted to.
Oh, she absolutely wanted to. That's why he flipped it.
Yeah.
And we're talking about the scene when the first argument they had, he randomly shows up at her house.
Right. Dressed up in this fly shit.
I know he was smelling good too.
He was talking about it. He said, I came in that motherfucker looking like a double scoop of chocolate Haagen-Dazs ice cream.
Man, looking good, smelling all good.
So I gave her that flipped it on LL lip action. You know what I mean?
Got her all emotional, left that place with her feeling like, damn.
The transfer of energy, ladies and gentlemen.
Now if we're gonna talk about transfer of energy, we gotta talk about the whole reason transfer of energy was even introduced to Morris Chestnut. And I am talking about the character, Anthony Anderson. The antagonist, yes, is Anthony Anderson.
To some people.
He was what?
To me, Vivica Fox, I'm the man. So, like I said, to some people, Anthony Anderson might be the antagonist. To me, as a man, he's the protagonist. Him in Wars. I think Vivica Fox is the antagonist. Because she was the one doing the most shit to him. Think about it. This is probably one movie where the star is the antagonist. Because Morris was a good dude. He fucked up.
You're right.
But he was a good dude, and she was the one implementing this plan, making him sweat and go through all the bullshit. She was the one irritating him, bothering. Like, she didn't have to go that far. So I feel like this is the one movie. Yeah. I want y'all opinion on this. Okay. But I feel like this is the one movie where the lead character was the antagonist and not the protagonist.
You might be right.
That's a hot take.
Well, okay.
That's a hot take.
Well, it depends, right? Because
at moments, I understand.
If Anthony Anderson's character wasn't there, Morris Chestnut Keith wouldn't have been able to. He would have struggled and navigate. He wouldn't have been able to navigate all the games that Vivica Fox was playing. But Anthony Anderson also took it too far, like Vivica took it too far. Like, it became a battle, honestly,
I don't believe so.
Between Anthony Anderson and... Because there was a point where he could have...
Listen, though. Okay. Tell me a moment where Anthony Anderson took it too far. I don't remember him taking it too far. I think him going
to that party with Gabrielle Union character was taking it too far. You do not go on a date with your girlfriend's number one enemy.
Listen,
you do not. You could have gone on a date with anybody. Then you
Anthony
don't
Anderson did tell him to do that.
They're both in the same industry. They're competing against each other in work and in life. And then you go out in public around people who know the both of us. And you're all up in her face, and you're her date.
But he didn't know that Vivica was going to be there.
It doesn't matter. They're in marketing.
Listen, though,
they're in the same industry.
I don't think Anthony Anderson was wrong for that. And he explained it.
What?
He explained. He said, "Look, man, you think that she at home worried about what you doing? Like your ass sitting up here tripping on her after she told you when it was a dinner table scene when he." Confessed of him being wrong. She said, I think we should see other people and go test the waters. And after that, she told him to test the waters, she illed on him the whole time. She kept putting this plan in place. But you don't test the waters with the person. You don't test the waters inside your home fucking territory. Go test. There's 1,000 women in the world. Low key, Morris been wanting to fuck. Of course, but that doesn't make it any better. That only makes it worse. Now you're going to actually go out with a girl that you will absolutely most likely fuck, who happens to also be the number one enemy of my girl. No, you don't do that. Is she the number one enemy?
She is. She's in the same industry. You know that she wants what she's not. Gabrielle Union's character isn't even close to as good as Vivica Fox's character, and then you go out with her in public in front of other people who know we're a fucking couple.
What? But you're not a couple.
At
this point, this is at the end of the movie.
It's at the end. It's the middle of the movie.
No, that's the end.
It's the middle of the movie.
When they went to the that thing, that was the end. Because remember, after that, he was at the club. He said, "If you leave with this white dude, it's over."
It was at the end of the movie.
So that was the end.
You do not date. You do not take.
Think about it though.
And okay, no, you think about this.
All right.
If you do that. Which, if you want to play that game, because this is two can play this game. If you want to play that fucking game, be prepared to never get your girl back.
But here's the thing:
be prepared to never get her back because you are crossing a line that you might not be able to come back from.
But here's the thing: she had already crossed the line.
Not that far.
Listen,
she didn't. It wasn't. She didn't cross the line that far.
Yeah, this is towards the end of the movie. So all the things that he's tried to do to get her back has failed.
Okay.
He's worked his ass off consistently throughout the whole movie trying to do things to get her back in good graces. After she told him that we should test the waters and find other people. This is her words.
Okay.
She illed on him. She put him through this big ass rigorous plan.
Yeah.
And he never, even though he didn't want to play the game, he had to. Because this is what she's doing to him.
This is true.
So by this time, he even told her when he was saying, he said, what are you doing here with Tim? You playing this game? He said, you were the queen at games.
Yeah, you were the queen.
This is what, like, I've been trying to
like, not just be done with
back
this.
With this shit long time ago.
I apologize.
Like, and he said, I know I'm a good man. If you can't see that, you know what I mean? So he did everything he was supposed to do and to try to get back with her and have a normal situation. But she just continued to keep it. We already know she went too far.
So wait, let's talk about.
So I don't think that he was wrong for going out with Gabrielle Union on after she was been asking him all that time because she had already illed on him, and he didn't even think he had a chance no more to be back with her. He then did everything he needed to do and tried to ask, and she was not giving him no play.
I can understand why he might have gone. Well, let's talk about Gabrielle Union because we haven't talked about her character.
Talked about Gabby yet.
What's her character's name? It was
Gabrielle Union, who was fine as
fuck. She was fine as fuck in this movie.
In this movie,
she killed it.
Her entered Connie Spaulding.
Connie fucking Spaulding.
Connie Spaulding, man. She was so fine in this movie.
Connie Spaulding. Just from the beginning of the way they introduced her.
Man, I don't know, man. She might be finer than Vivica.
If in the beginning of this movie, she looked younger than her, so she could be finer just from the thought of that alone. Her whole introduction shows that she is nothing but trouble. The way
the number one stunner.
The way she, girl, where you going? I'm going to see your man. Yeah. Like, all right, bitch.
What would you have said to that?
I mean, there's nothing.
Because Vivica was like, okay, girl. Like, she just played it like it was shit. And then she looked
at camera and she was like, I trust my man. And she does. And Vivica has every right to. First of all, she literally just left fucking her man. I wish you would fuck with Connie. I literally just...
Oh, she was I think that's the only reason she was comfortable with it because
I literally just fucked you in your office.
And he was in love.
Connie, you're more than happy to go up there now.
What did say? Like, man, look, I don't care what none of y'all say. Right. And nothing gonna make me leave that woman.
Right. Exactly.
So he was in love.
Exactly. You could go up and see him. He is completely satisfied. He ain't thinking about you right now. And men, honestly, are very... You guys got your tunnel vision when you got your tunnel vision.
When we in love, it's over.
When you in love, there's nothing else. He doesn't need anything else. So she was...
When dudes are in love, they don't go looking for pussy. Now, sometimes pussy will find them. Yeah, but they ain't going to go look for it.
No, they're not out there. They're satisfied. When a man is satisfied, he's satisfied. He doesn't need... Men are very simple creatures. When
we are.
We're like, listen, if I got all the things I need, I'm chilling. Because all the other stuff just causes drama. Yeah. And men don't like drama.
We don't like drama. We don't want to argue with all dumb shit.
But I would have said exactly what she said. She was like, I'm good. Because I'm very confident in my situations. Like when I'm in a relationship, I'm like,
so you would have been cool with her going up there. You wouldn't have went back in there?
No. If anything, I might have called him like within that 30-minute window just to make sure he answers my call while he's with her.
Yeah.
But Vivica wouldn't have done that because Vivica is confident. She doesn't feel a reason to, like,
You don't
again,
feel like she's
everybody has an A until you show me you get a C. So right now he's living in an A++ world. So she's good.
She came through walking with that #1 stunner playing, man, with that red dress, flipping her hair, like
flipping her ponytail.
That's how you get. That's how you make an introduction to a movie, man.
Yeah, she killed it.
She was so fine. I still, as much as flack as she get now, even with all this going, I don't give a fuck. Gabby is fine as hell to me still to this day. I still think she is the shit. Who was your favorite character in the whole film?
Vivica by far was my favorite character because, I don't know, she's someone to aspire to. Like, back then,
Facts.
I was in my 20s, like, you know, watching a woman do it all. I think for me, her ability to control her emotional intelligence was very aspirational for me. Even now, I have a hard time controlling my emotional intelligence, and she was really fucking good at it. She was the best.
If it's a picture in the dictionary with emotional intelligence, Vivica Fox's character and who could play that game is like that.
Gold trophy for carrying it the best, and that was something that I thought was cool.
I thought she was a great woman. She was a phenomenal woman. I just think she went too far, man. But my favorite character is Anthony Anderson.
He was a good character.
You know what I mean? We needed him because Morris is like a more calm guy. Yeah. And he's more a cool, relaxed guy. And I love Morris and everything he do. Like, but he might to some could come off boring. Yeah. I think having Anthony Anderson step in and be that guy like that was perfect.
He was. You needed that, like, comedic relief in the background and be like, oh, word, she's doing this. Like, first of all, for the two to play that game, there had to be a second player, and it wasn't Morris Chestnut.
Right. To be honest with you,
it was Anthony Anderson.
Yeah, it was
and
Anthony
Vivica
Anderson
Fox
versus Vivica Fox. They should have been the one that was low key trying to mess with you, even though I know the looks is all, but like they should have been the one.
But wait, so let's shout out some of the other characters. So we had Bobby Brown.
Bobby Brown.
So
I love Bobby Brown. That's my guy. The great thing about this movie, I love New Edition and Bobby Brown.
They showed you the varying different couples, right? So you had Vivica A. Fox, successful, Morris Chestnut, successful, right? That's the power couple. Then you had what was her name? Who was dating Bobby Brown?
Whitney Raquel.
Right. She was a successful woman who met. A good dude, but a good dude that needed a lot of fixing. He bad teeth, bad hair, worked. He was a mechanic, and I think his job wasn't even an issue. He just looked a fucking hot mess. Yeah, she paid for him to get his right. He had the Jerry curl. She got his teeth fixed. She fixed his Jerry curl. She put him in a new outfit. And while he wasn't he was good to her, even though he wasn't as motivated on the career side of things, which, sometimes it happens. If you're not raised in an environment where you see all your career possibilities and opportunities, you just don't know what you should be aspiring to be. But he was a good man. He was. So he loved her.
And he by the end of it, he got engaged to her. So.
Right, exactly. Now,
Bobby Brown is, first of all, let me say something real quick about Bobby Brown. Bobby Brown, I used to want to be Bobby Brown back in the day. Of course, Bobby Brown was the shit. Like, I know he got a bad rap with everything that happened with Whitney and all the things and all that stuff, but Bobby Brown was my guy. Like, I don't care. Like, I love New Edition and Bobby Brown, but he was my favorite character in New Edition for sure.
All right, so now the other two couples, you have one Monique and her gangster fucking broke boyfriend. That ain't got no money. That's just hood love. Job. There's no reason to even get into that. It's just hood love at its finest.
Ghetto fabulous. I think that's the first time I heard the word ghetto fabulous. Exactly. Was Monique.
Ghetto fabulous loving. And then the last couple, you had what's her name?
Tamala Jones.
Tamala Jones. Again, we love her.
Tracy Johnson. That was her name in the film.
And her man, what was her man's name?
Dwayne.
And he's to me the worst version of a guy.
He is the prototypical player.
Disrespectful.
You know what I mean?
Like walking with you and actively turning your whole body to look at other women.
I'm a man, ain't I?
Disrespectful. He was cheating on her, and I don't think he ever.
Have you ever did the panty thing where you hit the panties?
No, I'm not doing all of that. So one of the rules is to try to catch your man if you think he's cheating is to hide panties in the house and act like you just found them and see what their reaction is.
In his house.
I've never ever gone that far. If someone was cheating on me, I think I would just act, like, I don't know. I've never gone the distance of planting fake underwear to see if someone's really cheating on me. And I don't think I've ever cared that much.
Right. Shout out to Alex Thomas too. He had a funny role in this movie.
He did.
He
was a good.
He said he was a dude that talked. Do you think, based on that thing, do you think men are bigger gossipers than women?
Hell yeah.
Like Vivica Fox said.
I 100% think. I mean, one of her rules is banking on the fact that men are bigger gossipers than women are. Which
I don't agree with this. I feel like men, when they do have something to talk about, they gonna talk about it.
Oh, they're definitely gonna talk about
it. But they're not going to be on the phone calling a friend every 5. You know, like women do. They gossip about the guy. Oh, did you see what happened to Tiana Taylor on the whatever? You know, I'm just anybody like. They'd go call, just talk about anything and gossip. Like, men, we don't do that shit. We don't call our friend and start gossiping. But when we do got something to say, we go. We will. If we got something juicy to spill, we will do it. But I think women definitely gossip more, though.
Immediately. All right, give me some quotes.
Quotes. Alex Thomas. With the quotes, he said, I know the little church hugs you get where you pat him on the back. You like, he said, shit. She said she was all hugged up on Trent. Patrick, am I lying? Nope. Patrick, am I lying? Every black person used to say that all the time. Yeah. When you're trying to get your point across and you know you real and your friend is there.
Am I lying?
Am I lying? Am I lying? You always got to do a double am I lying every time. Who actually has the upper hand in most relationships, men or women?
In the beginning, the man. When a man loves you, the woman.
I think it's the other way around. I think in the beginning of women, because the man is on the chase most of the time. When he first see a woman, he be like, damn, she fine, I want to get her. And the woman has the energy. She can be like, boy, no. And then she eventually lets you in. But once the nigga hit, man got
No, I said when a man is in love, the woman.
I get that. You're right.
In today's day and age, with this women being completely outnumbered by men, it is men in the beginning and it's women when they're in love. Now that hit it and quit it thing, that's, it's relative. But when a man loves you, a woman is in control.
Yeah.
100,000%.
So who won this game?
I mean,
of the battle of the sexes.
I mean, nobody really won. It wasn't a win or lose because, he won because he won. He won. She had to humble herself.
Yes.
To make sure.
So ladies, just know out there, don't be trying to throw these games on us men to try to get it because
if you lose, you're gonna be real sad.
Yeah, exactly. And it ain't really no competition for Morris in this film.
Right.
Morris Chestnut in all his films, you could pick any film you want.
Yeah.
Or Mekhi Phifer in all his films, you could pick any film you want.
Mekhi Phifer is just more real, but Morris Chestnut is always a successful black man with I want the successful black man, but I feel like I'd have way more fun with every other character Mekhi Phifer played. Yeah. I feel like Morris Chestnut, he's always so masculine, and there's always a certain part, like as a woman, you have to be super feminine for him to even want to fuck with you, that there's no wiggle room for you to kind of be a little of a man's boy's boy kind of girl, or, I don't know. It feels like a lot of expectations for Morris Chestnut's girls and wives, and to fit whatever mold he thinks or the characters he plays.
I get that.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
I would definitely pick, I ain't gonna say definitely. It'll be a tough pick, but I'm gonna go ahead and take, even not based on their characters, but based on them, I'm taking Gabby over Vivica Fox.
Yeah.
Gabrielle Union. Let me get Gabby over Vivica Fox. Now I got one more question to ask you about.
What you got?
Versus. And then we're going to get into the ratings. Does Morris Chestnut, as they say in this film, look better than Denzel Washington?
Yes. Denzel's a different kind of fine. Denzel is like...
But girls go crazy over Denzel.
They do. And for all the right reasons, but it's just a different... It's a different kind of energy.
He said, I came in that motherfucker looking, he's like, better than... Like Denzel? He said... Better than Denzel.
Better than Denzel.
Oh shit! Well, let me sit down.
He's got. It's a different. It's just a different. He's got like that football build, big, strong, strapping, yummy. All right, I'm losing my mind. All right, let's get to the rating.
You know what I mean? Go ahead, man. Hey, I rave about Vivica. I mean, and Gabby. I get it. All right, let's get into this ratings.
Yes.
How do you rate? Tuka, play that game.
I rate this a 7. I rate this I think I might have said it higher before, but when I think about it, it's about a 7.
7. That's what I give it.
You give it a 7.
I give it a 7.5.
Okay.
I think you gave it an 8. But
I think I gave it an 8. Yeah, I'll say a 7.
7.5.
7-ish. Yeah.
I gave this movie a 7.5. It was solid. I mean, I don't know if I willingly watched it 10 times before in my life.
I have not willingly watched it 10 times.
But I know I've seen it probably 10 times when other people might have watched it. But I really enjoyed the movie.
No, it's a very enjoyable
really good
movie.
Man. You could if you want to have a debate or if you're doing a relationship podcast or anything like that, this is a great film to debate. You know what I mean? So the battle of the sexes. Have you ever got the "I'm working late" text from your man?
Oh yeah, please.
Did you think he was cheating?
No.
You really thought he was working late?
Yeah.
I mean, it's possible that he was cheating?
Yeah, and so I mean, if he asked me, was I working late? Was it possible I was cheating? I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, not recently, I will say, but yes, I'm sure over the history of my relationships, there might have been a time where he might not have been being the most faithful.
Is there something wrong with looking? Like,
as long as I don't know you're looking, or if we're looking together.
Like if a dude, in the movie, y'all, you know, Tamala Jones man looks at a girl and he's like, "I'm a man, ain't I for looking?" And she's like, with a wondering eye, they talk about it. But
looking
do you think
okay.
that means that you're cheating? Like you're a cheater
the way
if you're looking?
He was aggressively looking. Where he turned his whole body while walking down the street with her to look at another woman. That dude is absolutely cheating. However, if you're looking and I don't know you're looking, you can look, just, I don't need to know you're looking. Like, you know, be respectful of me. Just do it on a slide like everybody else. Like,
one more question. Does every girl have a little bit of hole in them?
Of course. Every girl, absolutely. Everybody has a little bit of hole in them.
All men have hole in them. I don't even think it's a little bit. Men have hole in them, but
I think all women have a little bit of hole in them.
And out of all these women in this film, you are most like
Vivica. I'm most like Vivica.
There you have it, ladies.
There you have it.
Tuka play that game.
Wait, who are you most like? Anthony Anderson or Morris Chestnut?
Probably more Anthony Anderson, to be honest. Don't get me wrong.
And
I would love to be like Morris Chestnut, but I'm probably I'm more funny and loud. I'm just more animated and. So I'm probably more like Anthony
Anderson. Says a lot about
Anderson.
you, brother.
I'm probably more like Anthony Anderson, for sure. But all right, y'all. That's Tuka play that game.
Tuka play that game.
That's a wrap on that. Shout out to the BFQ podcast.
Yay!
And this film is brought to you by
Crowns and Hops Brewing Company, first black-owned, women-owned, and veteran-owned brewery out of Inglewood.
And NickJonesProductions.net. Go to NickJonesProductions.net to watch films and for any of your production needs. And that's it, guys. See you later.
Peace.
Watch this. Let me break it down. Let me break it down. Let me break it down so it can forever and consistently be broke.
Okay.